we get it, guys. It's all good.
I believe. Okay, there we go. Alright. Welcome, friends, to another game of Skyfall 5th Edition. My name's Lucian, and I'm joined by the group Full Service, who last session got a bunch of help from some druids and managed to finally put a riddle to rest. Last session, you had been tasked with heading into the desert to go and find a group of elusive casters who could maybe aid you on your quest. Not that you really knew what your quest was, just that there was a nagging in Lotho's mind. And you managed to solve this after many, many days of wandering the desert with absolutely fruitless efforts. Lotho solved the code, and you got to speak with the brown druids of Baccaral. They gave you a gift, heavy quotation marks, and then you headed up north afterwards to receive another gift. And you've now gained some new information. You know that the blights that have come across the land have been difficult for the druids to deal with, and some of them have possibly fared well, while others not so great. And you also know that there is a temple that many of the druids know of, far off towards the north, where Eridan's presence can still be felt, and they have sent you off there, thinking that this is likely the best course of action, that a pilgrimage must happen. So to bring you back to where you are now, you've all finished speaking with the druids here in this little pillarwood forest here, and you received your gifts, and if I'm not mistaken, you had left, and that was pretty much where we finished off, was it not?
Yes, Lotho, you got to speak with the guy. Fuck, I wrote this down.
With
Lotho, you with us?
Yeah. Oh.
With Barian, that's right.
Yep.
There it is. Perfect. Okay.
So, yeah, I think if Lotho's finished with Barian, then we're all good.
So, you finished speaking with Barian, and started to head back off out of the forest. Where is your group headed? What are you gonna do?
Take care of it, Outlanders. I believe in you.
There's talk of going.
What?
Flip your phone again, dude. We can't hear you.
Isn't there talk of going to like the Enchanted Forest again?
Oh god.
Well,
Oh yeah, that was
we agreed to go through Yargalik, right? So we're heading west. Were we gonna take the ley line from here to here?
Yes, thank you, smart man. But the Enchanted Forest is here. So, I think these are dinosaurs, right? This is fucking Jurassic Park.
Last time you were there, you had a bit of an encounter.
A bit,
I
but
thought Jurassic Park was like right in here.
no, it was here.
It was there.
Remember,
Okay.
it was either take the
Then
mountains
it was like the
or like stay near the
or
coast.
cross. Okay.
We
cross,
stayed near the
yeah.
coast, and then we just fucking hamstringed a fucking dinosaur and let him be bait for the big guy. Anyways.
Tactical decision.
I remember that now.
Yeah, so Enchanted Forest is here, so if we don't want to cut through there, Grey Peak is fucking, we were told, incredibly dangerous, like major dangerous, but a way into Nomentar if we want. Although I think, unless you guys changed your minds, I think we agreed to enter through here, right?
Yeah.
Because Barian said in his more reckless days he would have gone through here, seen Finesthan, and then gone to the temple. So, yeah, something like that. So, I guess that's what we're doing. Ley line to ley line. We follow. We can maybe just skirt the southern side of the Enchanted Forest, along the lake, and then probably we want to be off the grid. I'm assuming we don't want to let Fuckface know where we are. So I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
Are there any more ley lines past that we
Not
know
that
of?
we know of. When we
Okay.
went here, nothing pointed upwards. Well, one literally pointed towards the sky, but nothing pointed towards over here. So it was this, that I remember. So there would be no like instant transport anywhere else.
Okay.
You guys want to do any pit stops?
Look for more druids along the way.
Well, we know that there's something going on over here, right? This is where we had the fucking dream orgy. So yeah, for you, Verth, we went to go help some missing construction workers that were heading to Emil's Basket, and
Children had a really good time.
and it turns out they were kind of like under this spell, or they were mesmerized by local dryads who had them kind of tend to the grove, and then we were able to
If you know
kind
what
of
I'm
shake
saying.
them out of it and send them back to Emil's. And they also managed to get Aldrin and our barbarian at the time to have a little sex dream. So we know there's a grove there, but that's
Why
not
aren't
a
we
druid
heading there
circle.
then?
We can.
Right?
We can. It's just they literally kept us there for like I forget how long. It was at least a few days, and they made us work.
I don't
And
think
we-
you guys ever found out exactly how long you were there.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So
Aldrin was just happy that he had some good times, and you
so
know.
if we fail that wisdom check or saving throw, then we're fucked. So I don't know if we want to risk it. I'm assuming in Novaria this forest is large enough to sport a druid circle. We didn't really check. We haven't really gone through that forest too much.
On the way there,
I would
the
be
only
down
thing
for
I would
going
be
through there.
asking, like, if we found other travelers, would be like any indications of other blights. That's about it for me.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good point, actually. So maybe it is worth taking the main roads and risking Theo for that, or... Because if we have cloaks, right? I think. I don't know, maybe we can get
We
some.
have like plain winter cloaks or winter coats.
Right, so do they have hoods, Aleutian?
Yes, your cloaks would likely have hoods.
Okay, so maybe we kind of travel like sketchy incognito and only, like you said, ask a few travelers on the way in Novaria where blights might be. But Novaria would be kind of shit as a location because we cleared a blight up there and we cleared one in Freehold. So I don't know if we would get much info. But we can definitely try. What is Aldrin, Lotho, Verth?
Like see where the
Sure, why
road
not?
takes us anyways.
Yeah.
The only thing about sticking to the main roads is that we're a pretty obvious band.
Yeah, the Dragonborn and the short guys are definitely sticking out. I mean,
Yeah,
we can strategically hit the road when we see people and try to stay out of line of sight.
You see people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip.
Fuck. Right. I see people, and we
I
can.
see people 60 feet away.
Great. I'm the kid in the Sixth Sense. Fuck.
All on you, man.
All right. Well, it's good too because with my new armor, I'll have advantage on stealth checks, so I'll be able to kind of skirt around travelers more reliably, anyways. Get a feel for them. If I see any maces, run away like a little girl. That's pretty much it. So okay, so we hit the lake, go to the other one, south of Yargalek.
Okay.
Is this forest here?
Ah, yes, that is a little forest there.
Like south
That
of
the
where the
enchanted forest?
trees are, it's still forest, right?
Oh, there's a space where you could traverse along the lakeside without any forest.
Okay, yeah, that's where the enchanted forest is, Lotho.
Yeah, so this is clear. It's just like fields and kind of like badlands, probably snowy tundra at this point.
Right. And table talk, I think that forest is a reason for why everyone in Yargalek is so swole.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why, but if they're all magical, and the ladies have fucking scales, I'm assuming it's the fucking forest. So, just letting you guys know that's what I think.
Scaled ladies, or was it dragonborn ladies?
Scales.
They weren't quite dragonborn, if I remember correctly. They had some scales, and the guys were fucking beef.
What's wrong with scales?
Remember that.
Nothing's wrong with them. There's huge person.
You filthy dragon.
I guess that's right. They did just have dragon
Well,
scales.
Verth, they weren't quite dragonborn. They were kind of hybrids, I guess. Anyways,
Well, you.
we probably want to avoid the forest. I mean, we're not looking for trouble at this point, so we can just take the ley line and head north. Lotho, you were gonna say
Yeah, that
something?
sounds. I was just gonna say that works for me. We'll hit the lake and
Verth, do you want to see the half dragonborn ladies?
If we have time, but
It would involve going into a major town.
better not.
Okay. So the travel commences. Let's see how things go. Couple of dice rolls.
Fuck. Considering we've never had the dice rolls go badly, I'm assuming they have to go badly eventually.
Yep.
Okay.
And today's the day.
So the first bit of travel is without any sort of negative consequence, and you guys make pretty good time, spending roughly about 2 days getting to the lake. And there, you will activate its magic to travel towards the west, you had said.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. There we go. When the teleportation finishes, you find yourselves on the shore of a lake off in the distance, and here your surroundings are rather different, as you might expect. Though for most of you, none of this detail is available. Carrick, you can see what looks to be a town off in the distance, maybe 20 minutes away.
My east or west? Sorry, I just moved that, my bad.
Oh, you guys are like pretty close to it, like you're like right by it.
So it's to the south. Oh, to the north, okay.
Like just a bit towards the east and north, I guess.
Okay.
You're like on that side of the road that curves up towards it.
Just from what I can see, do I know if I can hug the water and bypass Vindicta entirely?
Oh. It looks like the city of Vindicta off in the distance has a port, so not exactly. They have built themselves on the side of the lake.
Okay. Guys, we have two options. Either well, three, I guess. We can either take the main road south of the lake to Belegui, and then head north off the beaten trail and to the major forest near Noveria. We can go through Vindicta, which is to the east of us, and skirt the northern side of the lake. Or we can even bypass Vindicta itself, taking an extra few days travel, going a little further east, and doing a major U-turn. Any suggestions?
I'm fine with any one of them.
Berth, you're not seeming too motivated.
Oh, I am. I'm just lost in thought. Sorry.
Is everything alright?
Just an itch at the back of my head is all.
Okay. Well, if you need scratching, you want to talk about it, let us know.
So the romance begins.
Eric finds himself a boyfriend.
if I remember
Chapter one.
correctly.
I already
mean,
have a girlfriend. Her name's Aubrey Plaza, apparently, and she's the fucking apathetic bookkeeper or fucking general store clerk.
You still
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know her name
right.
yet, but yeah, that's a good guess.
Oh, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Verth
He's-
is
he's
already
gonna, like-
pen pals with her.
All I can think about is he's like rowing the boat and she just doesn't give a shit. She's just reading her book.
It's probably too accurate.
Aldrin Lotho, suggestions?
that last time when we first came to this, we made it a point to
What's
I think
up?
we
They
should
probably
just
take
Sorry,
the
Lotho, you
road.
just stopped talking for some reason. I'm not sure what was said.
Last time we just kind of like walked around, or we avoided the top of the lake, the northern side of the lake, so it might be that policy. Take the main roads to the south and
Okay.
I mean that's
No,
otherwise doesn't really matter to me.
we can take the main roads. Aldrin, any thoughts?
I'm fine with whatever Mick gets us there.
Holy shit. Motivated bunch, yeah?
Goodness.
We're completely fucked if that's the party line when we get to Nomentar, but that's another story entirely. Okay, well, I guess we'll take the main road to Belagui, like Lotho suggested, and from there maybe find a crossing in the river and head north.
Alright, let's see here.
Don't we have a quest in Wolf Peak?
We don't have a quest there, but that's where the
Or we have a side
Hunters
job?
Guild.
that's where the kind of major.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. The snow
Ragnar
starts to
from
come
home.
back in, and travel starts to slow a bit, but not to the point where you feel as though you're going to freeze on the road. And 2 days pass until you eventually make it to the town of Saren. The road travels through the town and exits out the other side, as the map would suggest. Are you going to simply pass through town, or are you going to go around it?
I guess we'll just kind of take the main road, and if there aren't many guards or if there isn't any fortifications or anything like that, just kind of try to pass through with my hood up anyways. Try to be inconspicuous.
Okay.
No reason to stop.
Alright. Go ahead and make for me a perception check, please, there, Carrick.
Only me? Why?
See.
Because reasons.
Oh, shitballs. I think that's a 25. Yeah, it's 25.
While traveling through town, your group, which is currently under cover of Cloak and Hood, is eyed by a couple of groups of people, and it's clear that somebody is watching you every now and then. Occasionally a hooded man pokes out from an alleyway to spy on your group as you make your way down the cobblestone and snowy steps, and every now and then you think that you hear people whispering things off in the distance that make you feel at unease.
How big of a town is this?
Saren is a fairly large town, and has... let's see here. Not mistaken, it's in the tens of thousands. I could be wrong. Let's see here. 20,000 people, making it fairly large compared to a lot of the other cities in the region. It looks like it could possibly be a capital or a major trade hub, something like that.
Can I flash friendly in Thieves' Cant? The people looking at me?
Sure, okay. So while traveling by an alleyway, you flash the symbol for friendly off towards a man who occasionally gives your brief look. And as you do, let's see here, make a persuasion check for me.
Oh my god, what are the gods up to?
wow.
That's a 23.
Where were these rolls last session?
Yeah. The man beckons you towards the alleyway.
Guys, stay maybe 30 feet back. Got a friendly rogue that's been kind of eyeballing us lately. I want to see what's going on. Keep an eye on me though, I'm not sure if to be trusted, okay?
Alright, well I can only see 30 feet,
Be
so you
careful.
know.
Right, okay,
Good luck.
maybe stay within eyesight then.
I'll keep
We'll keep an eye on you.
eye on.
Alright, thanks guys. And I look at Verth. Try to be inconspicuous.
When am I not?
and I'll kind of chuckle and trying my body language being super unthreatening, I'm gonna walk over to the guy, but I'm eyeballing him. I want to see what his body language is like and see if he's on edge.
As you make your way over, he gives you a look for a second. Pulls you kind of towards the alleyway here so that you've stepped around the corner of the building and nobody can see, and he whispers to you saying, "It's a pretty price on your head, mate."
That right?
Yeah.
Are we that obvious from far away?
He cocks an eyebrow at you and looks out of the alleyway at your companions there, and then looks back at you and he says, "A couple of half-folk and a dragonborn? I'd say so. Lucky I'm not stupid enough to try the job myself."
I'll kind of pat him on the shoulder with a kind of friendly look in my eyes and be like, "What's the bounty, if you don't mind my asking?"
100 on each of you, 500 for the whole lot.
Dead, alive, doesn't matter.
Dead.
Holy shit.
Though I have to say, I've heard rumor there's others out there, more contracts.
Right. Well, if you speak to any of them, let them know that we took out about 24 Mace Legion that tried their hand at this, and unfortunately the bounty comes at the price of a soul, because it's a fiend that's after us. So you did the right call, because last thing I would want to do is kill a friendly rogue and have his soul banished to hell for all eternity.
Right. Okay. See
Well-
what you crazy fucks are. Bounty on you.
Right. Something that we're handling, but to be honest, thank you for keeping an eye. I think we're going to head out of town fairly quickly. If that's the case, I don't mean to cause any trouble. So, thanks for the friendly word. And anything else I should know on my way out? Is there an ambush waiting for me?
He steps away, and as he does, he looks over his shoulder and he says, "Just watch yourself in town."
Right. Thanks, mate. And I'll kind of mosey on back to the group.
Okay.
So guys, apparently we're only worth 500 gold total. There's a bounty on our heads, and
Each?
no, total. we're not that good apparently. This fellow over here was quite honest with us. I mean, he could use the gold, but we're not exactly pushovers, and I think we have a reputation for that. So coming through here might have been a mistake. We're gonna have to go through here as quickly as we can. Keep a sharp eye out. As I say that kind of sarcastically, I go, "Right, I'll keep a sharp eye out, and we'll try to just get through here. But be on edge. Keep your hands on your steel. It might get kind of nasty on our way out."
Maybe Aldrin and Loso could, one of them can piggyback and they can look taller. More apes.
When in the history
Well, I am
of all
on top of my
Parekas that
camel.
ever worked?
Well,
Today.
I'm not a very smart man.
Just looks at the ground disappointed.
Well,
That was a
Lotho, do
good
you want to
idea.
piggyback on a dwarf?
I'll make a persuade or
I'm already on
Let's just
top
get outta
of a
here quick.
camel.
Let's go.
Let's just get out of here.
Okay. Alright, the group makes haste and goes to leave. When you had this interaction, Carrick, you were at the center of town, right in the heart of the hustle and bustle, and now you've got the rest of the other half of town to traverse to get towards the western gate and escape. I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
Sure. And guys, do we agree that we want to stay as public as possible, right? So in the crowds? Or do we want to... Because the crowds mean that we might not see operatives coming to us, but town guards can be on our side. If we're in the alleys, we see anyone coming and we assume they're a threat, but we have no help. What do you guys want to do?
I think we stay in the public anyways.
Public.
Okay, public.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I'll do a perception. That's going to be a 16.
16. Oh boy, okay. Plus 6, god damn.
I'm a rogue!
This is true.
Ow!
Off in the distance, fairly well hidden, you can see what looks like a group of shady figures that watch you from behind some barrels nearby. There appears to be a winery or some sort of spirits shop that has a bunch of these barrels kind of stacked outside. And you see, for a brief moment, a couple of hooded figures that peer at your group. And you can almost feel like the malevolent intent that comes off of them as they take a brief glance towards you and then quickly go back to hide. You saw a total of 3 of them. So
Can I,
who knows
before
what
the-
else there might be around.
Before they kind of shirk back, can I flashing thieves cant? Because I'm sure this will demoralize them a bit if they know that they're not hidden. I just want a thieves cant not worth the money while
Oh,
we're walking.
make an intimidation check for me.
Sure. Oh! What the fuck is that spin? Dude, these
What is
fucking
fucking
rolls
happening?
are lit.
Normally you roll like trash.
19.
Okay. There's a brief pause where you're not sure if they got the message. It takes a second to kind of send that off with hand signals before they could, quickly make their way back. You're not sure if they got the whole thing. And then after a few seconds, you just see what looks like 4 people just like run off away from the barrels down an alleyway.
Get fucked, kiddos. Alright, cool.
You practicing your sign language?
I just threw some gang symbols at them. And I was like West Side, Strong Side, and they left.
Yeah, I'm just giving them a friendly warning, that's all.
So let's see here. The
Yo,
rest,
Crips, bitch!
the rest of the travel through town is uneventful, and your group is not pestered, and you eventually make it back to the road. The guards don't stop you or anything like that. It's a snowy day, and one of them gives you a nod as he goes to open the gate, telling you, "Don't freeze out there." And eventually, you're led outside. Are you going to continue to Belagui?
Yeah, before I go, can I ask the town guard if there is any transportation services available?
Yeah. Been told there's still some couriers around, but looking to pay a pretty penny if you want to be traveling out in this weather.
What about something short, like to Belagui?
I don't know what the rates are. You could ask them.
Right, are they in town or outside?
He points down the road and you see a building that looks like it's just like a normal stable, but on second glance, it looks as though the horses here also have carriages next to them.
Okay. Perfect, thank you. And I'm gonna, as we're walking away, I'm fucking looking behind me, that's all I'm doing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna talk to the group and be like, alright guys, not even sure if the other group saw what I assigned them, but we might have people on our tail that I didn't see. So do we want to arrange for a kind of quick passage to Belagui, get outside before town and head north? At least putting some distance between us and these people, or are we gonna brave it on foot? I can't really speak for my money. I'm dead broke since we've become druid pilgrims. Not much pay in it, but I can contribute what I can.
Will this help? And I hold up the only silver piece on my body.
It might, but considering apparently there's a fare increase given the weather, I'm not sure how much they're going to be asking. But apparently down the road, and I'm going to point at the building, they arrange for transportation, so we could go ask.
Do they sell
Harm in
carts?
seeing how much it'll cost.
I don't think we'll be able to get a cart, and I don't think our camel is going to respond well to that. So,
I'm sure he'll love it.
right. Anyways,
Your boy. As I scruff his.
as I
of
fucking
his
eye
head.
roll into the stratosphere, well, we can go ask. It's just one more person that sees us, and apparently the price on our head is quite public. But I think it might be worth just, getting a head start on whoever saw us in town.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Right. That's my kind of thought. And I guess I'll start walking. We'll start walking towards the the courier shack.
Okay. As you get towards there, you realize that this taxi service, this carriage company here, has a couple of windows on the outside, and as you peer inside, you see something. On the board, there's a wall that has like a cork board that's been laid out on it, and there's a bunch of pieces of paper which are there, and you can see most of them have writing on them that's too small to read, but one of them has what looks to be a picture on it. And
Oh god.
and the picture matches perfectly Aldrin's face.
Oh,
You can see what
shit.
looks like a wanted sign there.
I'm gonna take it off the board and kind of like.
Oh no, you
Put
guys
it
are
near
still like
his face?
outside, like looking
Oh,
through the
okay.
window. You see this.
Oh, it's
Just
inside.
grab it and then feed it to the camel.
It's
I'm
inside.
sure he'll eat it. Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I'm just saying, go inside.
Aldrin, are you? Have you been moonlighting as a thief while we're asleep?
Do I look like a thief to you? Do I have the ability to sneak into places? Do you? Do you think I actually do that?
No, I don't. Right. Well, you're wanted, and I don't know if Theo is rash enough to put out a bounty publicly on poster boards, and if he did, I don't know why he'd do it only for you. Anything you want to tell us?
I don't know what I had for breakfast.
Right. Okay. Fucking useless. How
That's
about
me.
you guys? Berth, do you want to, and Lothar, do you want to come with me? We just kind of send Aldrin into the woods, and we go check what's going on in there.
The guy that can only see 30
Sure.
feet.
Hey, is it a good idea to leave him alone?
One of us can stay with Aldrin. I don't mind since I can see. You both can go in, and I'll stay with him. That way, I'll have an eye on the perimeter.
How does that song go again?
We're
It's like
fucked.
never split the something.
Yep. I don't remember.
Or Verth, if you're up to it, we can go in. We see
Let's go.
any other... Is it just Aldrin's face on the wall, or...
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, so we'll go, Verth and I'll go in.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna go very far. I'm just gonna go like 30, 45 feet out and see if we can hang out near some shrubbery or something like that.
Okay. So you take Aldrin off to the side and attempt to kind of get out of plain sight here. And
Right.
Let's see here. As the two of you make it inside, you notice something. That it isn't but a single piece of paper on the board, but a stack of them. As you approach the corkboard here, you can see there's like a desk over in the corner where an attendant seems to be seated there. He's drinking a cup of something warm. And you can hear what sounds like noises of horses from beyond like a door towards the back. He gives you a wave as you step in, but doesn't stop you as you make your way towards the corkboard. And you see that Aldrin's page here that is wanted has a couple of details to it that you couldn't see immediately from outside the window. The first being that it seems to be a private contractor that has called for his head. And also that there's one for the rest of you, all neatly here underneath.
Well, I think we know who put these up.
Curiously, there's no reward. There's no mention of anything, just wanted dead, and your names don't appear to be here at all. Just your picture of your face. And it looks like it's been created in ink very skillfully, likely by magical means.
So which two of us went in? Sorry.
Oh,
It was you and I.
You and Lotho.
Are we close enough to the board now to like take them if we want?
Sure, yeah, you can take them if you want.
I'll Can I take off the stack? Is the guy at the desk looking at us weird or anything?
As you turn back over your shoulder and look at the guy at the desk, you can see he's watching the two of you as you're over there, but he just kind of turns back towards the piece of paper that he's reading. Makes eye contact with you for a minute and then just turns away.
When he turns back, I'll take the whole stack off the notice board,
Okay.
put it in my back pocket, and then I'll walk up to him.
Okay.
I'll have made my way up to the counter.
He doesn't even look up from his paper and just addresses you all while still staring at it and says, "Good day, sirs. Looking for
Good day.
a way out of town?"
How much for passage to Belagui?
Says, "A gold piece and 2 silver for each of you."
Look to Lotha.
I'll throw down all the money on the counter.
All the money? What is all the money?
I'll throw down 4 gold and 8 silver.
Oh. Okay. He gives the coin a look for a second, and then gives the 2 of you a look before reaching over and snatching the coin. Right. He steps up and he taps on a door and calls a couple of orders into it, and then looks back and he says, "I take it you're looking to leave now."
Preferably. We have 2 others
Yes.
with us.
Would be helpful.
Right. The carriage will be ready outside in a couple minutes.
Thank you, sir.
He gives you a nod and a smile.
Can I insight that?
Sure. Oh, that was almost a 20.
That's not good. I think that's only a 4.
Okay. You're not sure what it was. It was definitely a grin concealing something, but you're not really sure what to make of it.
Well, I don't question it. I guess I'll go get the others.
Okay.
I'll head out as well.
Okay. So the 2 of you return. Nearby, sort of on a bench that's a little bit out of sight, Carrick and Aldrin are seated there. And Carrick, during the time that half your party had wandered into the shop, there had been no interruptions. You see the 2 of them return to you.
Right.
We've secured passage. Only cost 4 gold, thanks to Lotha.
Oh, okay. And I kind of take a gold out of my coin purse and I flick it over to Lotho.
That is not necessary.
What's yours now?
We can hold on. All right then.
Aldrin tucks his bag back into his side.
So we secured passage for us, but not the camel. Is there gonna be a problem?
I'll ride the camel. You guys just tie me to the cart, and yeah, we're all set.
Drag you behind. Lovely. Should be ready anytime.
We'll just load the camel up with them in the back with us.
Okay. So what are you guys gonna do?
Get out of town as quick as possible.
Okay. As you make your way over towards the little carriage here, you can see the horses that are intended to draw it at the front. And coming over with the camel, the driver just gives you a confused look.
You, Aldrin.
Bringing that on?
Yep. Okay.
He steps off and comes over towards the carriage here and opens the doors. And you can see that there's like the 2 bench seats there that would comfortably seat 4 people. He says, "Well, I don't know how you're getting them in there, but you're welcome to try."
Aldrin, how attached to the camel are you?
About as attached to this camel as you are to your armor.
It's got like a skin flap.
Shit. Okay. Alright, well, how about we get a refund on 1 passage, if you don't mind, and he can ride alongside the carriage. How's that?
Is the camel gonna be able to keep up?
Hell yeah.
I'm not sure. I've
Flop
never
can
ridden a
definitely do
fucking
it.
camel before.
These horses?
Camel and snow.
Doubt it.
Flop
Maybe
is a purebred.
we could go at a slower pace, I guess. How long would that take to Belagui?
He says, no, you can just shove them in there. Here, just Sit down. And he motions for you guys to sit on the benches.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys sit there, and then he attempts to go and push the camel in. I'm gonna make an animal handling check. He's a natural with a 19. He manages to fit this incredibly large beast of burden right in between everybody, so there's no way you can really look that isn't just staring at this camel, which is now like at the center of the carriage. And he takes a step back and he dusts off his hands. All right, and then slams the doors.
I look at him super impressed.
Aldrin, you better tip that man.
I will.
The carriage heads off, and...
Right, he apparently did not want it.
Travel...
After we're done traveling.
Travel is fairly swift. The weather seems to be still bad, but not anything like the snowstorms that you've seen every now and then. And you manage to get to the town of Beligwe in 5 days, much faster than you would expect.
Fuck, yeah.
No? The carriage disembarks, and all of you are let out at the front gate. And this journey has been fairly uncomfortable for all of you. There's no food provided, no provisions, anything like that. And so for 5 days, it's been an experience of being stuck in this cramped area where everything smells like camel, to occasionally step outside and get a breath of fresh air and a rest. And then back into the cart you go. 5 days of this have transpired when you finally pull in to the town of Beligwe, which is not quite as large as Saren. In fact, it probably only has like 6,000 people in it. It's more of a town than anything. Where do you guys want to go? What do you want to do? The carriage is leaving.
Quick, Aldrin, tip him.
Oh, I'll throw 2 gold into the guy's hands.
Oh, okay. He takes the 2 gold and he gives you a sort of semi-toothless smile and then pockets it and then starts to head off.
Aldrin has
Any
so
business
much.
in Beligwe, or should we just get going?
Considering how eventful our little foray into Saran was, I think we should completely avoid it and head north.
I agree.
Sooner we get done with this
Alright.
Eridan business, perhaps he can, present a way to get rid of Theo and these blights simultaneously. But as long as we're on Theo's bad side, we're gonna live like fucking pilgrims for our entire lives. So we're gonna have to figure something out. That's for sure.
Are there any flimsy sheds on the outskirts of Beligwe?
Absolutely. And you can see that this town is not nearly as developed as Saren.
On the very outskirts as we're going out, I'd like to procure another flimsy shack door.
Oh, okay. Alright, let's see here.
You're the real MVP.
So, looking around in all direction, it's clear that there's farmland that spreads from one area to another, and it's vastly empty, as you might imagine from the weather. You're able to go up to one of these shacks and yank off its door, finding what looks like inside to be like a broken wheelbarrow and some other tools which have been left to rot. And you can now add a shack door to your inventory.
Lovely.
You think nobody is the wiser.
What are you looking at? If Aldrin gets to have a camel, I can have a door.
That seems fair.
Right.
I agree.
Well, considering the door has actually done something and the camel hasn't,
Oh,
Hey! He's
I'm
carried
definitely,
rations, he has
I'm
carried
definitely
me
in
around.
support of that.
wow, savage.
That camel has carried me around everywhere. You're just upset because you don't get to ride it because you're a bitch.
Right. Let's go with that.
Okay. So you're traveling across the river, and then, or are you going around and up to Oberkon?
There's no way to go across the river, right?
Well, you can. It would just be a freezing sloth through the river. You would probably want a boat.
We can't go here, like through?
Yeah, you can't.
No, those
You
are
have to cross
lakes.
the
He's
river
talking about
still.
the river. We're on the southern side of this river.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you could get what appears to be like one of the little boats off the port of Beligwe to take you if you wanted, or you could try finding a crossing. But as it is, it looks like you could potentially get lost in the river if the currents are too strong.
I think we want to risk it. Maybe, guys? What do you think? Because, like, I'm thinking
Just
we
crossing
find
ourselves.
someone who knows the river. We don't rent the boat. We just rent the guy's time. He goes across with us and then goes back. And then we don't have to go through a major town. We're only dealing with one guy. Well, Obercon wasn't huge, but... And the people were quite nice. when I saw them, but...
You'd never assassinate us there.
Yeah. What do you think, guys?
I vote for find a ferry.
One that accepts camels.
I think that.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit. Dude, just fucking let's kill it and make jerky, man.
How about we kill you and make jerky?
It wouldn't be good.
I don't know. Aldrin has eaten plenty of exotic meats. Willing to try a new one.
That why the wanted poster was up there for you.
No, I haven't done that before, but you know.
I will pull out his wanted poster and see if it says any details concerning that.
Thankfully, no mention of cannibalism is here. You don't know if these are properly supported claims or just hearsay.
Let's tuck it back away.
I'll have to look at this later.
More research needs to be done.
Exactly.
Aldrin's gonna like jump up and like see like the end of the paper and be like, look at that sexy guy.
Okay, so Aldrin, right now you're presenting us with two options. We either take a boat and risk drowning because we're putting a fucking 800-pound camel into it, or we go through a major town, already a bad sign because we almost got murdered last time, and what?
Doors blew
And
my
risk that
drink.
for a camel?
I love Clop.
The
By the
fuck
way,
is
that's
Clop?
the name. Clop is the name of the clam.
Haven't you
Camel.
changed it like 4 times? I thought we were settled on
Dude.
Sparkle or whatever the fuck.
Wasn't it shiny? I thought it was shiny.
It was,
I thought it was
it
shiny.
was
It is
shiny, and
shiny,
then last
but,
time we changed it, so this time I decided, you know, I'm gonna keep it changing it every session, so it's not gonna have a name. It's
Oh,
just
boy.
gonna have a random name every time.
Carrick,
Doesn't
Yeah.
have a name. You
Club.
can't get attached.
I
to it.
hold up my great axe. I say
The horse with no
we
name.
should be done with it.
Right.
Oh,
Aldrin
Jesus.
hops onto the camel and
just
runs.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Hmm.
Sorry, Plop.
Plop.
How much is it carrying currently?
Right now, you guys have bags that are tied to it with some rope. You have like a sort of jury-rigged saddle, basically.
8
And-
rations and tinder to
There you go.
make fires. I've got the card right in front of me.
How many rations? Was it 10?
8.
8. Okay. So you can see that the bags aren't very full. It's easily enough that you could just grab the bag yourself.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. No. It's so sad.
I like. Instinct compels me to just decapitate this camel. However, out of respect for Aldrin, for the moment, I will refrain.
So
Hey.
you're telling me we're gonna have to go through fucking Obercon and risk murder because you want to keep a fucking camel?
The camel
Aldrin,
lets out a...
I'm just making sure that that's the actual decision that's going on right now.
Aldrin, what would you do to the man who happened to, let's say, your camel comes to an unfortunate end? What would be your response?
The possibilities are endless.
Happy birthday cake.
You're fucking him on the side, aren't you? You're fucking the camel on
No,
the side.
I'm whoring the camel out, and it's getting me money. That's why I have 58 gold still, and you're a poor fucking loser.
Well, if you start splitting the whore money, then I'll consider being on your side for this.
We could do a co-pimp thing here.
50
Aldrin,
A little
gold.
timeshare on this
I'll-
whore.
I'll go through Obercon if you want with the camel, but I just want to make sure that you're grasping the entirety of the situation right now.
I agree. I will go through Obercon, but if anything comes up because of this decision, I promise you, I will kill the camel.
Well,
Sorry, Aldrin.
I don't think anything's gonna happen to us, so I think we're good. Camel's all good. Clop is gonna be great.
I haven't seen a whole lot of camels in this area growing up, and I'd
It kind of
gotta
sticks out
say that
more than
Table
me.
talk, because you didn't share it with me, but is there a camel bounty?
No, there isn't.
Is there a one?
It appears that whoever is putting these out doesn't really care about the camel's life.
Alright, well, fucking Obercon it is.
Okay, so days travel up the road. Here we go.
God, you're a fucking cancer.
Aldrin loves his camel, man.
It's cool, man. It's just we're gonna TPK, but it's cool.
Okay. You make your travel over there, and it takes 4 days until you eventually get to the familiar site of Obercon. It lies just across a little bridge that makes its way over towards a narrow in the river. Behind you is this enchanted woods. You want to go into the town?
Is there a way to not go in the town and cross the bridge?
You could cross the bridge and just kind of skirt around it if you'd like. Yes, there isn't a formal set of like walls around Obercon. There's a couple of fishermen down by the water that you can see and whatnot, so they would see you, but you don't have to wander through the city proper.
I guess we do that, guys, right?
Yeah.
What
Hey,
did you
they
say?
know there's 4 of us, right? Lotho,
Right.
Would you mind wild shaping into something? So there'd only be 3 of us and another animal. Does that make sense?
like an hour, but yeah. So yeah, would it take like an hour to get across the? I'll shape into a dog.
Okay. So you, if
Can I
I'm
take
not
out my wood?
mistaken, you regain your charges during a short rest, right? For
Yeah,
transformation.
yeah.
Right. So a short rest can be a period of light activities. So if you're just like wandering, then you could in theory keep recasting it. You'll just need a moment
Oh,
every
okay.
now and then to be out of like public sight. So let's see. In Obercon.
With Aldrin, he's gonna take out that winter coat and like throw it over his head like a little bit, so it's kind of like a cowl,
Yeah.
and his face is hidden.
Okay.
Put one on the camel.
Right.
Only I had 2. I'll take yours and throw it on the camel.
Don't you touch my shit.
Yeah, don't touch my shit. Show you who's
Fucking
boss.
plop. Fucking plop.
Plop, not clop.
Definitely plop.
A lot better than your camel. Oh wait, you don't have one.
Damn, dude, you're savage today.
Yeah.
Cutting deep. Oh shit, Illusion, what are you doing right now? Are you rolling?
I'm doing some things.
Drawing, man. Get off his case.
Alright, so I guess we just go cross the bridge and then avoid the town.
You found it before, probably even before getting.
Okay. So currently, you are in the shape of an animal, Lotho. You've taken the appearance and the body of a common mutt, and the other 3 have started to travel over towards the town. You're gonna make your way around it by going across the bridge, and then quickly hanging a left to kind of skirt around the side of the town. So the town is off in the distance, roughly towards that direction. The bridge is back over here somewhere. But as you're traveling along, there's an interruption, and I'd like all of you to please roll perception.
Nothing's gonna happen. Famous last words.
Gotta roll my
sorry.
die.
14.
I rolled
That's a
a
nat
1.
nat 1.
Perception is Figure this out. Roll up.
13.
16.
14 for me.
Okay. As you guys make your way forward, you don't see anything, but you hear sounds like a rustle from a bush nearby. Some of you have pretty restricted vision. Who has the worst? Like, who is...
Me.
Oh, yeah, you
Got
have 30,
30.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you actually can't even see it, but the rest of you with your 60 feet can just ever so barely make out a bush over here from which you hear a sound. It's a clump of sort of snowy bushes that are sort of collected together here, and it sounds as though something is moving about in it, but none of you see anything.
Guys, I can't see, but I hear something.
Alright, Aldrin, shield up. And I'll start, I'll attempt to, if possible, go here in stealth. If I'm allowed to.
Ah.
Swear to God, though, if this camel dies,
Where's
I
your
was
camel,
gonna
by the
fucking
way?
armor it.
We need a,
I'm on its back.
we need a token for the camel.
Crossbow bolt.
We did have a token
Stepping
for the
up,
camel. What
door
happened
up.
to it?
Probably got eaten by the great accidental deletion of your save file of 2017.
The great calamity.
Yeah, exactly. I
think
will
we had like
get...
a manticore for it.
There we go.
There's gotta be a
A
Steam
rat.
Workshop mod just
Beautiful.
for the camel.
Oh, you're already naming it. Shiny cloth thing.
There we
Nice.
go. Okay.
This sworn I had something for.
Carrick, as you
At the,
step off in that direction, you go to hide in one of the bushes here, and I'll have you roll stealth, please.
With advantage, I think?
Ah, indeed, yes.
Oh, how the turntables. Good old office. Okay, here we go.
Whoa.
Oh!
Wow.
Holy fuck!
Wow.
You are the stealthiest man that has ever stealthed ever. Holy Jesus.
Wow.
All of you see
Double
that Carrick takes himself and his robe, his his cloak and armor of these sort of verdant green leaves, and goes to step over in towards this snowy bush, and it's like all of his clothes just like change color towards a white almost, and he just disappears into there. Like he is, you can't even see like a corner of his foot or anything.
By the way, that's 2 out of 1,000. That's what the odds are.
In tabletop sim, who knows what it is though.
Hearing the sound, I think I would go wolf form.
Oh.
Holy fuck.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm already a dog anyway, so
Okay, so you shapeshift
I'm
towards a
just gonna
wolf here.
swap.
The group,
See if I can. Go ahead.
you hear once again that there's a rustle from this bush off in the distance. And you are now in your new form there, and Carrick has slinked away.
Before I proceed any further, I want to, like, door up towards the sound. I'm going to look back at these bushes.
Make a perception check for me.
Over.
While he's doing that, can I also use my keen hearing and smell to see if I can figure out what it might be? If it's like a familiar scent
Ah, sure.
or something.
Let's see here.
13.
13. Okay. As you look over there, you see nothing over towards the bush, and I'll have you roll that scent perception check, please. With advantage, I
As a
think,
wolf,
as a
I got-
wolf.
yep.
Smell the dirty bastards.
Ooh.
Is a 9.
You can smell the scents of winter and the cold snow and the nature around you, scents that come off of the running river as well, but nothing else.
Seeing Carrick stealth away, I want to try. Do the best I can to try.
Sorry, you cut out at the end there. Do the best you can to...
I want to try and like hide to as best I can.
Oh, okay. Where are you gonna hide?
Oh, okay. So this is like a big open area.
Yes.
No, I guess I really don't have anywhere to hide.
Okay.
Never mind.
New plan. What does the
I
group
want
do?
to hide in the middle of the open.
Right.
Every now and then, as you guys are puzzling over what to do and preparing for battle and what might lurk around the corner, there's a rustle that comes from the bush once again.
Right. Show yourself!
It's a bunny rabbit.
There's nothing, but there is a rustle again.
Shield up. I'm gonna walk up just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll approach.
Right.
with
If you
Rick.
don't show yourself, we don't want trouble.
Aldrin's gonna move up as well.
Okay.
On the back of his camel. Just gonna
I'm
leave those
gonna-
two parts.
I'm just gonna double nat 20 my way through this bush here.
Please, yeah.
Like, keep getting closer and see if it makes any sort of like reactionary noise, I guess.
It's a trap.
Okay. As you make your way over towards it, there does seem to be like a reactionary noise almost. It's like the movement in here becomes perhaps more frequent or panicked as you get closer.
Oh god. When has that ever been good?
Last warning. You better show yourself.
There's a rustle, but nobody calls out to you from the bush, Firth.
I'll look over to Lotho, look back at Aldrin. Well, here goes nothing.
Oh god.
And I will proceed to charge the bush.
Okay.
I'll cover his back.
I'm around like this end over here.
Okay. Firth, go ahead and make for me a perception check, please.
21.
Oh. You get a perfect glimpse of what it is in the bush before all hell breaks loose. And as you
Oh,
come
great.
in and move your door to the side to just kind of like see what it is there, you see what looks like some sort of glass and metal apparatus that has been tied up to what appears to be like a small animal attached to a chain, and the animal looks like emaciated, and it's like panicked trying to run away from you. And as you run up and reveal this for a second there, you see what looks like a faintly visible string which is pulled off of the apparatus from some other direction. It's like kind of like behind it, and then it explodes. And I need all
Door
of
up!
you to make for me, please, a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Me included?
No, you're far away enough from the blast.
I have danger sense.
Oh, okay, so you can make that a normal roll.
Aw, you.
The disadvantage.
Didn't help.
Yeah, it's with disadvantage, Aldrin.
18 for Lotho.
Oh
18
shit
for
balls.
Lotho.
No, that's a lie. It's 12. It was a disadvantage.
Did
What are
anybody
we
get
putting onto
either?
it?
Did anyone get a 13 or less?
4.
Oh fuck.
Well,
Good question. What are we throwing onto it, or nothing?
Fire.
It's a dexterity saving throw. So
Dexterity. Okay, so fuck mine. Mine's a -1, so I've got a 8.
And I don't think fighters are proficient in dex throws, right?
So everyone failed? Wait, Lotho, you passed, right?
Yeah.
No, I
No.
got a 12.
Got a 12.
Oh geez,
Thought I
everybody
got it.
failed. Okay, so everybody takes. And go ahead and roll one for your camel if you would, Aldrin.
Oh no.
Please die.
Oh.
Oh!
Damn it!
19.
That's actually not bad. You had a 14 for your first roll, I think?
No, I just clicked on the die and it.
Hey, it has disadvantage as well, so you'll have to roll
Okay.
twice.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
The camel might live.
The camel's amazing, dude. I'm gonna put armor on this thing. It's gonna be a beast. It's gonna be a tank.
Ripperoni, Cameloni.
What you'll be saying when it dances on your grave.
Okay. there's a loud, cacophonous explosion, and shrapnel, metal, and fire go like just sailing through the air, Carrick. You watch as your group is just sent flying back by this, and it seems that the only one that's kind of like left standing is the camel. All of you are knocked prone and take 24 damage, and your camel takes 12.
Oh shit!
How much health does the camel have?
Shit!
Take 24 damage. Damn. We're
Oh my!
fucked.
I am going to grab the monster manual and check how much health a camel has before we go into the next phase of this
Yeah,
adventure.
I was about to say.
Holy!
So I just wanna. I can
shit.
write that down.
And because you're not bear totem, you don't even have that.
Camel has
Yeah.
15 hit points.
15?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
We got the
sturdy
manual
animal.
up right now.
Okay,
Got 3 hit points left.
alright.
If it took half damage.
You see that the
Damn.
camel turns tail to run, and over here off in the distance, Carrick, you see what looks like a group of figures that come stepping out of the bush, and I need everyone to please roll initiative, unless you are dead. Actually, yeah, unless you're dead, you'll be at the end of the initiative. Is anybody actually out?
No,
No.
I do have a question though. Would I have been down 1 wild shape? This
How
would
much
have
health
been...
does... Well, a dog, yeah, would not have 24 health, so...
No, I switched into direwolf.
Oh, okay.
Where-
How much HP does a direwolf have?
Oh, it has 37. No, what I was wondering is if I would have had 2 available when I
Oh,
swapped
because
forms.
of
Probably
the...
not.
Yeah,
Because of the
basically, you
passive.
switched.
So no, if you're already in the animal
Yeah, I
form, then
thought
you only
so.
have 1.
Okay, so I am what
Where
I
are the
am right
initiative
now.
counters?
The initiative counters
Running
should
you.
be over on the right. You should have your
Sorry,
own little
guys.
Smarties and everything.
I got really unlucky with my.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's down here now.
Oh my
Alright.
fuck, dude, this is it.
Got an 8.
That's really not good. And Lotho, you're not
I've
even
got
able
7
to
health.
healing word people, and you're. We're gonna have to fucking just like buckle down,
Well-
guys.
We're boned.
Just dodge actions for days.
So the camel only has 5 or 3 hit points left. It was 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if it took half damage,
If it didn't, though, it would have been a lot.
would have been incinerated.
Okay. So first to act here, Verth, it's your turn. You are laying down on the ground, so you are prone. Your door seems to still be intact, and your gear is still nearby here, so you can grab that just fine. But off in the distance, how much vision do you have? You're 60 feet?
60.
Okay. So just kind of on the edge of your vision, you can see what looks like a bunch of murky figures that have stepped out of some foliage off in the distance.
Right. I will use half my movement to stand.
Okay.
Oh god.
Need some cover.
I will. How much cover would I get standing behind this guy?
Ah, a +2.
Okay. I guess I will use my short bow.
Okay.
Just take a shot. I'll rage, take a shot, and step behind afterwards.
Okay. So let's see here.
Nope.
Alright, so rolling a 5, that's definitely going to be a miss. And is that your turn?
Putting up my door, and actually, how much? I only have 15 movement actually. Ah, shit.
Oh, I didn't get the counter for you guys. Let me grab that. We're going to need that.
Cat, fuck off. Ah! All the noise.
There we go. Is that the turn?
I suppose so, yeah.
Okay, so from there, Let's see. The group over here steps forth. You see what looks to be a gnome that leads the group of assassins. He has a bunch of dark leather armor on him and is cackling maniacally. He holds in his hand what looks like perhaps a bottle of spirits, and he holds to it his hand, which then bursts into flame, and he throws this Molotov cocktail in your direction. Let's see here. Okay, well, it's far enough it'll be at disadvantage. Okay. So he's off the mark quite a bit, and his shot goes short, landing here instead. And you see as it bursts, all of the liquid suddenly turns to flame, but there's snow on the ground, so it quickly goes out. And you hear he kind of like curses under his breath. While the two folks here go ahead and shoot at your group. And there's 2 shots towards you, Verth. The first one, let's see here. So you have the +2 your AC. So that'll be either a 16 or a 19. Does either of those hit?
19 hits.
19 hits. You take 7 points of damage as a crossbow bolt sticks into you.
Halved. Do we round up or down? I forget.
We round up for everything unless it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And after that, it's your turn, Lotho. What do you want to do?
A half movement to stand. Going to rest. I'm gonna back up over this way. I'm gonna burn a spell slot to get a heal in.
Okay.
D8.
Let's see what that heal is.
Oh, fuck.
Well, there's been better rolls, that's for sure. Is that your turn?
Well, that's a bonus action, so I'll just ready an attack, or if somebody comes in melee range, I'll ready my bite.
After that, it's your turn, Carrick. You're fairly confident that no one has any idea that you were hidden away here in this back bush, and you've just seen your whole party get blown apart.
If I were to dash to this bush, is it large enough where these 3 wouldn't see me?
Ah, interesting.
I'm trying to see the angle right now. Technically, if it's big enough, 2 of them can't see me. The third might have a eye vision on me. I don't know.
I would allow you to make a stealth check to try and dash up to there while still hidden.
And if in nature, would it be advantage?
So, given that you're going to be running while doing it, I'll make it at disadvantage, but it'll be a normal check because of your cloak. So you can attempt that for sure.
And my crossbow is 30 feet. Oh, that's weird. If I were to attack someone, would I get surprise? I never know how that works.
So if you get advantage on your attack, then... Wait, sorry, surprise?
No, there's no surprise round. Never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
so I would have to get advantage on an attack because they don't know I'm there. And I'm hidden, so I might be able to get that.
I think, like,
okay.
technically it says if you hit somebody from stealth, but yeah.
Okay, and what kind of weapons do they have? Melee or ranged?
So it seems that the gnome here at the center doesn't appear to be armed very well at all. You see what looks like perhaps a dagger on the side of his belt, but everything else seems to be just like these different bottles and potions, whereas the other 2 look like more standard fare. You see short swords, a rapier, and a couple of crossbows as well, which are currently trained on your dragonborn companion.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna burn my bonus action to dash. So I have 60 feet of movement. I can move here, and I get cover like Verth does, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to ready my action for the gnome when he closes in within 30 feet.
Sure. Okay, we'll make that stealth roll then.
And you know what? I'm going to try to, like, space myself from Verth because I just saw the explosion and I don't want to be caught in that range. Okay, so stealth roll. Not bad. Plus my stealth, it's going to be a 15.
Okay, 15. You are not hidden, and as you run up, you catch eyes with a couple of them, and you know that the group is aware of you.
Okay. Cool. Well, in that case, I'm going to fire off my hand crossbow with disadvantage, I guess, at the gnome.
Okay, go for it.
That's a miss.
Oh boy. Yep, okay. So you fire out your shot, but it's far away enough that your bolt kind of ears off to the side and lands in the bush behind them instead. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay, it's you, Aldrin. What are you gonna
Alright,
do?
I'm gonna use half my movement to stand up. And I'm going to face the other way. But what Aldrin's gonna do is he's gonna draw his shield up and then move forward. And then prepare to dodge.
Okay. After that, it's your turn, Verth.
How far away are they from us? I only see.
It looks like about 7 by 2, or sorry, 7 times 5, so yeah, like roughly 40 to 35 feet.
Woohoo! Aldrin can still not see
Dumb.
them.
I am going to run over here. Prepare to dodge.
Okay. Interesting. You see that the gnome calls out for everyone to reposition. He says, "Oh my god, they're still alive!" And then, like, runs back towards the bush here. And you see he immediately gets back there and takes cover behind some of the foliage while the other two do the same. But then after doing that, they make a shot on you. So let's see here. And Verth, does a 20 or a 14 hit?
Just the 20.
Okay. You'll take half of 10 damage.
Ow!
Are you still alive?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The gnome over here, however, seems to be rummaging around in behind him. There's like a pack on the ground you can barely see behind a bush, and he's currently going through it madly. And after that, it's your turn, Wolfo.
I am going to stop. Okay. Then use my action to like then I'm gonna burn a second level spell slot to get another, try and get a better heal in.
Okay, go for it.
And that's my turn.
Alright. Let's see. After that, Carrick, you're up. What do you want to do?
I think they fucking did not expect us to get back up from that, so, seeing the boys here on my left and right, I'm gonna fucking be confident. I know Verth gives me advantage if we get close. I'm going to dash my entire distance here, right up to there. And I'm gonna look at Gnome Man, and I'm gonna shoot him with my hand crossbow.
Okay, go and make that attack.
I think that hits. It's a 21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's a 7.
Okay, let's see here. Roll luck for your group.
I'm
Okay.
kind of aiming to disrupt him right now.
Alright,
So I'm trying to like hit him like center mass, maybe catch a flask or something like that. So I'm kind of like aiming for the lower portion where he's got all his shit.
okay. You fire out the shot and it sticks into his hip. And you hear he curses in common and continues to kind of rummage around, giving you a brief look over his shoulder before going back to his business.
Okay.
Is that the turn?
Yes.
Okay. After Carrick, you're up, Aldrin. What do you want to do?
Yep. I'm going to move up.
You doing okay over there?
Yeah, I'm just like super far away, so.
I had the shark theme playing in my like
Oh wait,
Very
yeah, I gotta move
good.
back 5. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I already moved you.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, dwarves don't get as much.
Yeah, I was thinking the shroud with
Stubby
their
legs.
30 feet,
Legs.
so it's only 25 feet. So, all right, and I'll just fucking do whatever.
You'll
I
do
guess
whatever.
prepare to dodge.
Okay.
Yeah. And...
You're
Yeah.
up, Firth.
Earth isn't in good shape, man.
You're always in
Oh.
good shape if you're raging.
Oh, and doesn't he have to run towards them too?
Yep.
He has to make an attack
Hey.
or he loses rage.
Or they have to attack me. That's how I kept my
Yeah,
mine up.
it's take damage or attack.
Oh, okay. If you take damage, it continues.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Are they within a 15 feet cone?
Oh.
They are just barely.
That's-
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No. They're at 4, so they're just outside of it is what I meant to say.
I
I know. It was a slip. It's my bad. But yeah,
Better let us level up for that.
they're 4 away. And let me get out my whiteboard here.
I will take out my spear, aim for the little fucker, the gnome. God, I
Okay.
hate gnomes. And I'm gonna try to stick him right in the back.
Sure. Okay.
So with spears, when you throw them, that's dex base, right?
Or strength.
It is. I believe.
I think you can choose strength if you want.
Or I thought melee was the strength. Ranged is dex. I wasn't sure.
I know in Pathfinder you can do that. Let me see here. It's
Because I know
probably
with
under the
hand
throne.
axes you can't you throw hand axes with strength, even as a thrown weapon?
I mean, you might be able to.
Versatile just means it's you can use it one or two-handed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. For thrown, if a weapon has the thrown property, you can throw the weapon to make a ranged attack. If the if the weapon is a melee weapon, you can use the same ability modifier for that attack roll and damage roll that you would use for a melee attack.
Yep.
So yeah, you're all good.
Strength. Lovely.
Fucking just Olympian that shit right into his face.
17.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Oh shit!
That's gonna be the flaccid one.
Is it the 1d6 or 1d8 when you throw it?
For what? For a spear?
A spear, yeah.
I think it's a 1d6, right? You're not throwing it.
Yeah, you're not
two-handed.
two-handing it. As
Okay.
cool as that would be. What the
Oh,
fuck?
that didn't even. Okay.
Okay,
Oh!
alright.
Nice.
I'm not complaining. That's an. Pretty sure it's a +5. So 9?
And there we go. 9 damage. The gnome is still alive, but your spear sticks into his back, and he slips forward, and I'm gonna roll luck for you. Okay. And you see that his hand, like, falls out from his side, and his body momentarily, like, kind of stumbles towards his bag, and you see what looks like a look of horror from one of these bandits as he looks over at what you would assume is his boss here slipping, and then an explosion just flies out.
Oh yeah!
Carrick, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Celebrated too early.
I think I have proficiency, so... Oh, wow, 24?
Okay, you're good. They got 2 passes, and then... Okay. Oh, sorry, no, it should definitely be disadvantage for them.
Is it half damage or no damage?
Go.
I guess I'll find out.
Go. You're gonna take half. And then... Okay.
No puede ser.
Do you have uncanny dodge or anything like that?
Not yet, man. That's much later. Much later. Like 3 years in Illusion's campaign later.
I'm sorry.
Carrick, you take 10 points of damage as a piece of, like, glass or metal gets stuck into your gut here, and a bunch of what feels like liquid fire lands on your arm. The others over at the center here do much worse, however, and you see what looks like the gnome's arms sail through the air partially on fire.
Yes!
You are all no longer in combat.
Oh, shit! First with
Wow.
the power play.
I'm very satisfied seeing that gnome just fucking explode. Oh, I'm so happy.
Brings a tear of joy to your...
I'm gonna look at Verth and kind of run over to him, knowing that he took like some serious shit. And be like, "Are you all right?"
Cough up some blood. Ah, yep. Doing fine. Ugh.
Fuck! And I'm gonna run over to Aldrin. Buddy, you doing okay?
I can't seem to find my camel.
Oh,
Just real quick, check to see if they're.
Oh, is it because he's
like,
out of vision for you?
Yeah, he's like a foot out of vision.
It's you know what? He's just out there. I hate you more than him right now because we could have
Okay.
fucking avoided this. I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna. Oh,
I forgot to
gonna-
move him during the fight. He would be over here, but you would still see him, Carrick.
okay. I'm gonna just dash and
Go and
get
collect
him.
his camel.
Yeah.
Okay. The camel
Make a
looks
quick
badly
perception
wounded
screen.
and is both like cut in different areas, but also has his fur charred off in other areas as well.
Shiny
I'm going to kind of just try to put him at ease with my hand, just kind of petting his snout, and then I'm gonna take some canteen and some water. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let Aldrin do that because he's kind of better at that.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna start bringing the camel back.
Okay. So you go ahead and collect the camel and make your way back towards the group, and everybody is there now.
Okay.
What lays
do a quick
around you is
perception check to see if they're.
Oh, Carrick, I owe you one. No, that won't be such a dick.
pretty
It's
sure.
alright, Aldrin. Take care of it, by the way. It does not look good. And I'm gonna try to take out my canteen and maybe this might be a terrible idea, but maybe roll like a medicine check to see if I can at least like stop some bleeding and clean some of the wounds.
Oh, I'll
interesting.
take care of it. I believe I made a promise.
Verth? Verth, now is not the
No.
time.
Ugh.
I'm gonna go
And I
harvest like
kind
some
of let
food
out
for
an
it.
audible chuckle, but I like shake my head. No, it's not the fucking.
Holding my great axe. Ugh.
And I guess I'll try to help the camel a bit.
Okay. So the group gets this concerted effort together to try and fix up Klopp as best they can. And what are you guys gonna do at once all is said and done? Is there any magical healing that's gonna go around?
Fuck. I hope so. We don't have any besides healing word.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll drop form. Yeah.
While they're healing the camel, can I go rummage through the charred remains
Healing
of
the
whatever's
camel.
over there?
Well, how does
Sure.
everybody look, by the way?
I'll kind of yell out to Verth and be like, "Careful! Not sure if they were the only ones."
Let's see here. Make an investigation check for me, Verth, because the scene in front of you is rather grim, and finding anything of value or note might be a little difficult. Oh, hey.
16.
Okay. You start to comb through the remains, and you find what looks like this gnome's horribly mutilated corpse, and that the two people who were his heiries must have died in the blast as well. One of them kind of lays on the ground here, and another one is sort of like splayed out, his limbs in every direction, a large chunk of glass like stuck in one of his eye sockets. As far as what you can find for value, however, everything is pretty much just torn asunder, and only metallic items seem to have survived at all. You do end up finding some coin, and manage to walk away with that, but everything else is more or less unusable. You don't really find any clue here as to like who these men were or what they were doing, though you can likely guess. The amount of coin you get is... well, it's about average. You walk away with 18 gold pieces.
18 gold, richer than I was before. Hey, I want to take a couple gnome teeth, or a finger, or a toe. You know.
Yeah, there's a freshly cooked one on the ground.
Yeah, I will. I'll take that and fashion it into part of a necklace or something later on down the line.
You know what I just realized? It's only
Fucking
cannibalism if I eat another dwarf.
No!
Beautiful.
I'll kind of look at Lothar and be like, they're looking in pretty bad shape, and I took a fucking brunt of that blast. Do you have anything that can help us out?
I'll throw a healing word at anybody who needs one.
How many
I think
do you
that's
have?
everybody.
Yeah, I thought so too. I've got 3.
Yeah, let's
I've
just
got-
burn them because, I mean,
Well,
two things are going to
yeah.
happen. We're either going to get into an encounter and then immediately die, or get to do a rest and you'll get your spell slots back. So at least
Then I
burn.
can.
I've got high armor,
So who's the
you
worst
guys
right
can
now?
get that.
I think Verth followed by Aldrin followed by
Because
me.
I actually have 4. I can do a second level. Give you a little more.
Well, I mean, I've got
First the
a high
worst.
armor class, so you can.
Yeah,
Get it
do
on
a
yourself.
second. I mean, I'm not. You can do what you want, but I think a second level on Verth and a first on me and Aldrin would be good.
First.
Just sitting cross-legged, playing with my toe, giggling.
8 for Verth.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, you got some HP back there.
Oh, you don't have cure wounds, eh? Okay.
Not today. 4 for whoever's doing okay. And
I'll take the 4, I guess, if
Take
we're
the
gonna do it
4?
that way. Yeah.
5 for Aldrin. We have 1 more if somebody really needs
5
it.
for me.
Could do it to the camel before it collapses, but I don't know if that's a priority.
I'll 1 at the camp. 4.
Jesus Christ! Talk about the worst rolls ever.
Your luck has run out.
What did you
Camel's
get
at-
for- Camel's at. It
7.
was at 3, so yeah, 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Looking back at the bridge, does there seem to be any anyone like on their way towards us?
No, you see the opposite. You see that the fishermen that were there have long since vacated.
Guys, there's a massive explosion that just went off. I think we want to be as far away from this as possible.
So 2.
And I'll just start kind of going at a light jog that these guys can keep up with.
My best
Start
is-
heading. I guess we just crossed the bridge and we're kind of west of Nomentar right now, right? Or not Nomentar. What am I talking about? Oberkan.
Yeah, you're like just underneath it.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll start running for in between these lakes or whatever, or south of it. Yeah, we'll run in between the lakes.
Okay. So,
As soon as I can again, I'm gonna swap back into. I'm gonna get another wild shape on again.
okay.
Oh, I guess a dog.
Alright. So the group exchanges a little bit of healing, and I'm gonna roll some luck for the group. Okay, well that's a roll.
I'm keeping an eye out and trying to, like, I'm super fucking alert. I still have that adrenaline pumping from the fight. I'm really trying to use all my senses here to help my group out.
Okay. Let's see here. You travel a full 4 days until eventually making it up towards the forest here, And when you do, you are interrupted by what sounds like some sort of rustling that comes from a bush off in the distance. And we will take a brief break.
Cool.
So you have all gotten, 2 long rests and everything, so make sure that you bump all your stuff back up. Your camel is now healed, though
Okay.
scarred.
Perfect.
Yeah, you've traveled 4 days, so you're all good. There was no attack in the night.
Alright.
Alright, so we'll see you all in a minute.
Holy shit, guys.
I looked
So
at
how
my
much
spell
health does
list.
the camel have?
Full, I think he said.
He has 15 total, right?
15 total.
I looked at my spell list and I had absolutely no damaging spell. It was all set up
yeah,
for like
you
the
do.
desert and shit.
You have Thorn Whip. Oh, okay, what you have prepared, right?
Yeah, prepared. Like I have Thorn Whip and Produce Flame, which are I guess a little something, but I was like, fuck, I don't even have like Ice Knife.
If I didn't get that 8 HP from that water, I would have been down.
Oh my god, that's right. 8 HP
yeah.
is huge, dude. That's like a level up worth of health.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Damn. Could have gone for Warhorse.
Yeah, why the fuck did you ask for a
Because Mike said that camel was worth like 500.
Because you guys were
Only
going to
worth
the
50.
desert, and then he got this idea that having a camel would be awesome.
If only you were a patron and knew the long winter was coming.
Lo and behold, 2 or 3 weeks later, or 2 and 3 weeks later, there would be, what? One of your team members looking to decapitate it, and the other one seriously egging him on.
Yeah, Carrick, what side are you on? First, you're questioning having a camel, discouraging it, and then you're
well, to Carrick, there's a
Encouraging
major
him.
difference between like fucking with someone and beheading his pet. You know what I mean? So like Carrick will fuck with Aldrin endlessly, but when it comes to down to brass tacks, Aldrin has had his back so many times that
Yeah.
he'll never actually go through with it.
It's like, haha, it's just a social experiment, bro.
just a joke.
Yeah,
Just a
he'll
See
prank.
the cameras
back
over
on
there.
Carrick a lot.
Yeah, but your camel is dead, though. Sorry, bro.
That just happened on the break.
I was gonna ask you, if Aldrin dies and his camel like runs away, can my character have a roll at trying to find it?
What do you mean, like your next guy?
Yeah,
Oh, sure, I'd be fine with that.
that'd be badass.
I'll
Yeah, dude.
retcon.
They're probably
Like-
not gonna.
Just like comes back into the fucking series.
If the
I'll be
camel
right
causes a player death, I will kill it. That's I'll rephrase my
Dude, I'm
promise.
so
Damn.
tempted to get like a wagon for it because it's only 35 gold for a wagon.
He's a fucking camel, dude, in the winter.
Well, yeah, I mean, but we can get like
How about you
Like
trade
it's-
him for a warhorse?
half burnt camel for a warhorse. There's a
We'll
350
throw a,
gold
a
difference
greater
there.
restoration on there.
I'd like to trade my camel for your finest warhorse.
He's great.
We'll give
He
you a
was-
pony.
He was born this way.
They're
A
gonna
fully
give you a
armored warhorse would
pony.
be fucking dope.
Dude, yeah, I should have asked for that.
And then
I
you
didn't
can
even
you
see
can
this.
go like you can go feet for mounted combatant or whatever and do big pimping.
Oh, that's funny.
What are you gonna do, man? Theo
Ooh,
fucks with
wait.
everyone.
What? Trading goods? What the fuck?
What are you what the fucking about?
I could trade shit for materials.
What?
I can pay for materials, but I mean, why would I want to pay for materials?
Pay for
Quality
what
materials.
Dude, guys, I can buy an ox
Horse.
for 15
You want something
gold.
even slower?
Saffron. I can get a pound of saffron or 1 ox. Oh, we can get like 17. We can get like 6. And then get a wagon.
Could just use them as meat shields.
Or meat.
Behold,
For me.
Aldrin and the Ox army.
Aldrin and his mighty oxen.
Yeah.
Oh fuck that, we'll just get like 6 cows, it's 60 gold. Love to buy half a cow. Oh, there we go. 3 gold pieces for 1 pig. With the gold that I have, I'm gonna do some math.
You're a terrible human being.
Gotta do some math real quick. Fuck, where's the...
We're fucking subsisting on good berries, and this guy wants to start like just a fucking mobile
Dude,
farm.
he's gonna have like a mobile farm. Hell yeah.
Every fight, all the livestock just scatter. We have to go like fucking get
Dude, just
gather
like,
them every
confused.
You
after every
spend
battle.
4
Gotta
days
people.
near the battle site.
Gathering all the animals. Do we have the 17 pigs? Yup.
It takes you 34 days to travel 2 miles, as you're constantly needing to herd them. Aldrin, roll an animal handling check. Yeah, that's an 8.
It's a nat 20. I can get 19 pigs. With the gold that I have.
What did you guys like all spend your gold on? If
We got robbed, remember? When we fucking, like, I don't even know how you have your gold. You might have, like,
I've been
forgotten
looting shit.
to remove it. But you shouldn't have that much gold, because
No, I
we...
we got robbed, but then we got into another fight with the cultists, and I took the money off the first bunch.
Oh.
And there
I
was a
wasn't
couple
there.
battles
Also-
before
with the
that where I got
cultists.
money.
we also got the gold from Theo.
Yeah,
Which I let you guys have, that's true.
yeah.
I thought we split it evenly. Like you should have gotten 50
Yeah,
gold out
you
of
should
it.
have gotten 50.
You sure we didn't get
Good.
robbed after? No, we did get robbed before.
No, we went like
Yeah, it was
straight
it
to
was like
the.
way before.
What did I spend it on?
I don't know what I spent mine on.
I don't think we spent it on anything. You guys might not
No,
have
I-
even added it.
Yeah, you guys may not have even added
I don't
it.
think
There was
I
like
added
some
it.
there was like some
We talked-
confusion at the end of the session. I think
Yeah,
like whether or not we got it, because like we got attacked right there after he gave it
Okay.
to us, and
Well, I'm at 56 gold then.
yeah.
like how are these guys broke? Like we went straight from that place to the
Yeah.
desert. I think.
I was like, holy shit.
Well, I know we bought like winter jackets and stuff. Well, someone bought.
Yeah, but that was well, I bought
Aldrin
them.
bought one for me.
Yeah, I got one for free from Lotho.
I bought a big blanket, I guess.
Guys, let's
about
just
it.
combine
That
all
was
of our
like-
money together to get a galley.
200 does not get a galley, dude.
Yeah, no.
it doesn't.
It's
Galleys
like
are fucking
Galleys,
expensive.
30,000.
easily,
Got-
dude.
Plus, we've got like landlocked adventures right now. We'll just
Yeah.
put wheels. We'll just hook up all your oxen to it. You can like craft some wheels.
Holy
We'll
shit,
just have like
I'm an aristocrat.
oxen.
Aristocratic. Sorry, go ahead.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm done.
You have 10 gold pieces minimum. You're an aristocratic.
You're an aristocrat?
It says aristocratic,
Oh, okay.
but yeah,
Can't
it
be
should
an
say
aristocratic.
it should say aristocrat. Ah. That's it.
Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom.
We're like pretty close to this Temple of Eridan. In comparison
We're-
to where we were.
Yeah. I mean, the further
Good.
north we get, the more of a shit show it's gonna be, though, I think.
Yeah, as soon as we hit that border.
Well, the border means the whatever bounties are gone, and we have to deal with the wood elves. Thankfully, my armor might be our fucking free ticket in, because Lucian said most people would recognize it as a gift from Eridan.
They might have their own bounties, though.
Yeah, that's for sure.
If I do have that 50 gold, I would invest like all of it into a new tower shield or something.
Nice. Be dope.
Those things are so cool.
Got a door that's basically a tower shield.
Yeah. For the
Oh.
time being.
It's not quite meant for it though. There are no like wrist straps or anything like that, right?
I'm just
That
using
he
the
can-
handle.
Yeah.
Have anything that could help you out? Make a couple thorn whips for you.
You can druid craft maybe some
Don't have that cantrip. I only
Oh,
have 2
that's right.
cantrips.
since you stopped cheating.
Yeah. I only had 2 and I used like 6 in one battle. Let me do this. Let me do this. Okay, let me do this now.
We threw a
was like-
guidance out and
I mean, I think it was only like 4, but still, it was guidance, druidcraft. I used some other stuff too. I don't remember what though.
I think you get light, you get shillelagh.
Shillelagh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I used shillelagh. That one was pretty fun. I don't do a lot of hand-to-hand or like melee combat. As
Actually, I
Lotho.
was on Reddit and we had this like theoretical discussion about cantrips because the guy had a point. Like you're a kind of, well, people throw druids in as a divine caster because it's kind of like this deity associated, maybe not deity specifically, but a lot of spells for clerics, paladins, rangers, and druids are kind of intuition, right? So they're like, you know, you kind of know all the spells already, and then you choose which ones you want to focus on for the day. Why can't you do the same for cantrips? And
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
like,
thought it was.
I was
Actually,
like,
no, I
that's
kinda
kind
thought
of
it
a
was.
good point, but I think at some point they have to cap the cantrips because if you were able to just swap them in and out, like every class pretty much has 3 must-have cantrips, and a lot of them limit the amount of cantrips you can choose to 2, so it kind of forces you to flavor it a bit. If you could just swap them in and out, then it, like,
I think that's the main reason, is that it
Yeah, it's-
kind of differentiates your character. Right?
yeah, like this war cleric I'm working on, like he doesn't go with was it Spare the Dying or whatever that cantrip is, because you know it wouldn't make sense for him to do it, so I focused on guidance and Sacred Flame, you know, so it kind of, like Lucian said, allows you to add a little more character to, well, your character.
And the cantrip there is obviously just like something that you can do at will instead of like tapping into, like as the.
Yeah,
you're,
like I
supposed to
kind of argued
meditate
it
and
was
stuff.
something like you practiced on intently, and it's not something you get through intuition. It's really like a trick or a knack that you've
Yeah.
picked up over years,
I think
right?
that's how they explain it for the casters, like for wizards and whatnot. But I don't
comes
know
in
what
muscle
it
memory.
would be otherwise.
That's how they explain it in the
Like for
handbook.
for
anyways.
Lotho's character, or even for new character, like let's say I'm multi-class into a druid right now, and I'm gonna get access to cantrips. Like, where's the logic there? I didn't practice any of them. I just choose 2 of them that I can cast at will infinitely.
I guess the idea is that like most magic requires physical effort, but there's some magical spells that are like inexhaustible, and for those, like a human can only have so many.
Hmm.
You can't swap.
Well,
between them.
it makes sense for balancing 100%.
Yeah.
The restriction really makes sense for Lotho too, because he wasn't like classically trained, like some
Right. Yeah.
woods and started to teach.
Oh.
Probably
Yeah.
backed off. There wasn't anything.
Oh, poor guy.
Hey, I'm looking at new computers.
Gotta get you like fixed up somehow. Okay. Well, I have stuffed myself with rice. Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
I am here.
Okay, sweet. Let's see
Aldrin?
here.
You there, buddy?
Classic Aldrin. Oh,
Yeah, he's there.
What's up? I'm here.
we are good to go.
Right.
Oh yeah. By the way, I only have about an hour left on tonight.
Oh, okay.
You guys can continue without me if you'd like, but
Nah,
I'm on a
it's only
new
30
schedule,
minutes.
so
There we go. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. So, you've just finished making your way towards the forest. A long 4-day journey. You've been on the road for quite some time, ever since you were given this pilgrimage way up towards the north. And as you kind of make your way around, you know that according to the map, if you travel through this forest for a little bit, you'll eventually hit a road. But you're interrupted by a sound off in the distance. You hear a rustling come from a bush further up ahead. What do you
Oh
all do?
god, not again.
hey guys, let's walk up to it and put our faces into it. By the way, days walking, is it cursed days walking or is it just regular days?
First days? What do you mean?
Like with
Great-
our
Great
curse
soul
that we have there.
skips.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have no idea.
All right. I wasn't sure if we were counting it or not.
You
Okay.
might want to ask somebody what day it is.
Usually,
What day is it?
Usually, when the day skips, it's never at the same time in the day. So having two Outlanders, we would have probably noticed the change in the sun like randomly,
That's true.
or it would have just gone to nighttime. So maybe it just hasn't happened recently. I don't know.
Yeah.
Really just come.
We should.
What?
Anyways,
I was
Yeah.
saying we should try and like gauge crap so we actually know when it's how much one day is compared to cursed day.
We can talk about days later.
Yeah.
It's rustling up there.
right. I think we can all agree that it's a terrible idea to go there.
Probably. Yes.
Can
We
I
should avoid it.
perception check to see if I can spot anything inside of it?
Please, yeah. It's far away enough that the rest of you won't be able to see, but you can definitely try, Carrick.
Aldrin
Oh,
tries to
shit
check, but he
balls,
can't
man.
see the third. Through the 13.
That is a 22.
Yes, yes.
So you see off in the distance, behind this bush, some sort of creature that lurks there. It's not a small animal attached to a metallic bomb, but instead a fairly large brown bear that hides behind it and watches you intently.
Woo!
Guys, I don't think
I'll
it's
do
the
that.
same run-of-the-mill trap that we've seen before. It's a bear. Lotho, maybe it's your
Turn
turn.
into a. I'm gonna turn into a brown bear too.
As you turn into a brown bear, this is much further than what your vision will grant you. And
Oh yeah,
you don't,
so
you don't know
Yeah, I
what
guess
the
I would've-
change is, but Carrick, you see that the brown bear steps out from the bush.
Okay. Yeah, alright, Lotho, it stepped out. It doesn't seem too aggressive. Do you want to move forward?
I'll move towards the big brown blur in front of me
Okay.
until it starts to get clear.
Just a quick question. I didn't even think to ask. Does Lotho's vision get better as he's an animal?
No.
I've actually wondered that too.
No,
I
the
kind of-
shroud is not something that can be surpassed by switching forms.
Ah.
It's like an ailment on your soul almost, like it works on a different level.
Okay.
As you see him approach, the bear takes a step forward and then raises one of its front paws and goes to stand on two legs before its shape changes down into that of a fairly burly man wearing a bunch of brown and green clothing.
Oh.
Alright, I'll drop form and...
He steps forward and offers to shake your hand. And he says to you in Druid, "The name's Simon. It's good to meet you."
Hello, Simon. I'm gonna respond in Druidic too and be like, "My name's Lotho. Pleasure to meet you as well."
I've been watching your group for, well, latter part of the day. What are you doing here?
We're making our way up north to find a temple of Eridan.
The elders have been speaking of you, I think.
Have they? Me specifically, or us in our group?
There's murmuring and visions going about the circle here in the Bavarian woods. I've heard talk that a couple chosen of Eridan would make their way through here. Seeing your friends, let's just say, clothing, I'm starting to think maybe the visions were true.
Yeah, I think so too. Would you bring us to your elders?
It's probably good that we make haste. Come. There's a terrible blight in this land.
Really?
Ooh.
Oh.
He turns around and immediately changes back into a bear and just starts running off into the distance.
I'll follow suit.
Okay, so you change into a bear and keep up as well. So all of you see, basically, Lotho goes over, shakes hand with this man, and they speak some sort of incomprehensible language, and then he turns into a bear and leaves, and then Lotho turns into a bear and leaves.
Everybody sees this but Aldrin, because he can only see their
Yeah.
feet.
Son of a bitch.
Just like bear noises and stuff in the distance.
Alright, they're fucking.
So, what now?
I grab the reins to the camel and I start running.
Okay,
Aldrin's gonna be on the back of that camel.
and
That's
Carrick, are you
his, like,
following as
sitting
well?
dog.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. You travel for some time following behind here, and you go for quite a while just huffing in here. Maybe like 20 minutes later, the man changes form, and he stops, and he turns towards you, Lotho. He says, "I'll have to signal for the elders. Tell me about your friends while I do so. What kind of people are they?" The whole time he speaks Druidic. Like, you don't hear him speak a word of anything otherwise.
Yeah, okay. They're interesting, that's for sure. They're really good guys, though. We've been roving around, actually, seeking out these blights, trying to get rid of them, kind of distinguish them from the world.
See, and the visions were true. Though I must say, this isn't what I expected. He looks over, and you can see as your companions start to get closer here, because he's stopped running so fast, that he's looking clearly at Aldrin atop the camel.
Yeah, we're definitely an interesting bunch.
You guys now get to meet this man closer up, and he gives you a brief look where he kind of scans your body up and down, like he's sizing you up, and then eventually he turns over to Lotho and says something incomprehensible, and he says, "Alright. Let's see if that works." A moment goes by, and then off in the distance, you see what looks like a bunch of tree branches that kind of contort. Or actually, no, you wouldn't see that. Carrick, you see this. It looks like a bunch of tree branches that sort of like, they grab together, like their branches are entwining with one another.
Right.
And then after that, some more start to do so, like further up the tree. Like it's like there's a ladder almost that's being formed here between the two trees. And this man here takes off and starts to wander over towards the two trees and grabs a hold of a set of these branches, and he starts to climb.
Lotho, you haven't really said a word. Is everything alright?
Yeah, this, Simon, he's obviously a druid, and there's other druids around here. He was saying that their elders having visions of a couple of chosen of Eridan coming through here and taking out Blight. Said that they have another Blight in this forest too.
All right. Seems like you've got things handled.
Yeah,
And I'll
I
kind of
think
go
we're.
up closer to him.
Are you all going to climb up?
Yeah, I'll feel at ease.
Yeah, I will climb as well.
There's a certain point while you're climbing here where your head seems to pierce through some sort of magical barrier. You can feel like an almost faint electricity that runs over your skin as your head pokes through, and you see atop these trees what looks like a whole bunch of them that have been knit together to form like a very elaborate like treehouse almost that's been made entirely out of the tree branches itself. Though from the ground, looking up while you were climbing, you saw nothing of that at all.
Baller.
As you get up here, you can see that there's a bunch of figures laying about. You see, like, woodland creatures. One of them looks like it might be a sort of white-tailed fox. Another one looks like a squirrel off in the distance. You see a couple of birds. But amongst all these creatures, which move freely, you also see some men in green robes that sit about. And a bunch of them seem to be in discussion when this bear man that you've been chasing for some time steps forward towards them and gives them a bow, and one of them addresses him. Lothel, you're the only one that understands his exchange here. And he turns over and points at your group and he says, Elder, and from your visions, I think they finally come. And the Elder kind of gives a look towards you for a second. And all of you see this kind of elderly man call forth, using his hand to sort of beckon you towards him.
Approach.
Yeah, recognizing it's kind of similar to the last Druid Cove I was in, I'll move forward.
We get up, I'll bow.
I'll follow
like
behind.
Simon did.
Okay. So the four of you are there, and Simon stands behind you, almost like a bodyguard, while you speak with these elders. There's exactly four of them, though there are creatures that, like, you know, land on their shoulder or run about between them, and knowing druids, who knows what those creatures might be. The one that had beckoned you over looks towards you and says in Druidic, "So you're the chosen, are you?"
Would it by chance be possible to speak in common? The only one who can understand our word.
Your companions don't have the gift?
Sadly, they do not.
He says in common now, "So be it."
Bow again and say,
So be it. Is everything alright?
yeah, I just to speak so that everyone could understand.
Alright.
Come at a trying time. There's a terrible blight in this forest. Luckily, we have foreseen that someone would come to help and aid in our quest against it. We've been powerless to do anything about it, fortunately.
Can you tell us anything about your blight?
Appeared some time ago. Winter was supposed to end. It didn't. Everyone was rather worried, but soon worries pushed aside when the blight was discovered. It's been there for probably over a 10-day now. It lies at the center of the Novarian forest.
Speaking of winter, what day is it now?
Should be the 13th. Yet this weather persists.
Nice.
There's no sign of it dissipating. The weather.
He shakes a head solemnly, and you see another one of the elders kind of like places a hand on his shoulder as if to kind of console him. And then the first one speaks up again. He says, "Something wrong with the world.
Right. Well, there might be something wrong with Winter, whatever it's going on, but be more than happy to help with the blight. Eridan himself pretty much instructed us to do so, so we'll take care of it on our way north.
We've done what we can to conceal it. The woodsmen and Hillcrest must not make their way over there lest they be devoured by its evil. We've done what we can. There are trolls that keep people from wandering too far off the beaten path, but can't say that I can offer you much help with the blight. If you truly are who our visions have said that you are, then I'm sure that you will fare just fine.
Right. Do we have an exact location? Do you have a guide that you can send with us to find this place?
He calls over, and in Druidic, he speaks to the man behind you and says, Simon, take these men to the Blight. See to it that they get there safely. And Simon looks over and he says, yes, of course.
By the way, not to be a bother, but, do any of you have the capabilities to identify magical items?
The elders look at one another, and then one of them speaks up. You see he kind of raises a hand towards you. A terrible shaking of his hand that seems to come with old age has gripped him, and his like long spindly finger kind of like uncurls here, and his hand turns over like he's waiting for you to hand something to him. His palm just kind of jitters.
Oh, I'll give him Reza,
Okay.
and I'll give him Edgar's dagger.
Ah.
Reza, by the way, sorry, the short sword is the priority. I don't want for you to exhaust yourself, but if you can take a look at the dagger as well, that'd be great.
The man that does the examining performs what seems to be some sort of magical arcane act. And he whispers into the ear of the first one that was talking, and he translates to you all of the details of the two items. It turns out that Edgar's dagger is not magical in any way, though the man mentions that it seems very strange. He hands it back towards you. The other one is the sword Reza, and you find out its stats. You're going to want to write these down, because once you do have them, I can erase them from my stuff.
Not sure.
Let's see here. Here it is. Reza has a faint entity in it. It's a spirit of fire that desires to burn everything, and it can only exert its power when you strike incredibly deftly with it. If you ever crit with Reza, it'll deal 2d6 fire damage and a 30-foot AoE around you.
Fire. 30-foot AoE, is that friend and foe?
Yes, everyone gets burned in it. The other bit is that as long as you're holding Reza, you have resistance to fire.
Okay, so 30 feet with a crit, 2d6 fire. Am I included in that, or am I exempt from that AoE?
No, you take that as well.
I take that as well.
Yeah.
Bastardo.
It's just a giant fireball that comes out whenever you crit. Granted, you'll take half the damage, but a bit of an odd weapon, for sure.
Perfect. So, has a faint entity in it, which is the Spirit of Fire. When I crit, it does 2d6 fire damage and a 30-foot AoE, which hits everyone in the blast radius. And finally, as long as I'm holding it, I have resistance to fire.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Can I approach that same guy?
Sure.
You think you have one more? You could identify one more object for me?
His shaky hand kind of like extends over as he waits for you to place an item in it.
I'll hand him my robe. Tell him that this was a gift from Eridan.
He takes the robe
with all the patches.
and he doesn't run any magic through it. He just kind of looks at it for a moment and pauses, And you think that you see like a brief smile from underneath the hood as he goes to whisper to his friend, and he explains to you that this is a robe of many things. Table Talk, what it does is every single patch on it is an item, and you can activate and basically summon into existence these items by simply reaching and like pulling the patch. So he points out one of them is a patch that's a ladder, and if you were to actually like reach there and grab it, like a ladder would just appear in your hand.
Okay.
Now,
Take it back. Oh, go ahead.
that being said, this is something that you're going to want to write down. So go ahead and get your notes ready. I'm going to tell you what the different patches are so you can keep track of them. Once they're used, and they're gone. And eventually the robe, you know, if everything is used up, will just become a normal robe with no patches on it. So, here we are. Ah, yes. Okay. There's a single patch on there, which is a spell scroll of Detect Evil and Good. There is another patch, which is a bag of 100 gold pieces.
Camp.
There's another one, which is a 24-foot ladder. There's another one, which summons 2 mastiffs, 2 dogs, into existence. And there's another one, which summons a window. And the window literally is like you pull the patch off, and when you put it on a surface, it just makes a window to the outside area, provided that it's like a wall, right? And then lastly, there's 2 other patches, and these 2 patches each have a small bag in them that has gems worth 100 gold pieces as well. Did you get all that?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so you should have 7 patches in total.
Oh man, that window is so good.
The window's pretty OG. That can save your fucking life.
Oh, we're in prison? Nope.
Look at the view through yonder window.
Meanwhile, we put it on the wrong door or the wrong wall, and we just go into the adjacent cell. GG,
Right.
well played.
You drop it by accident and put it on the floor or something. Put it on the camel.
It doesn't matter what the thickness is, it just makes a window, period.
So
I think it's like a window spell or something.
I make it so that there's basically a rule where if it's like more than a couple of feet, then it won't work.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's like, let's say you had like a wooden wall that was like 2 feet thick, I would still allow it to work.
Okay. I can't go up to a castle and just instantly seize it.
Yeah, not quite.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, so he identifies that and hands it back to you, and you now know exactly what it is that it does.
I'm gonna kind of bow, not saying anything in common, just appreciating his help.
Okay.
Oh, I'll kind of look at him and be like, might be just for you. I believe I know what this does, but this was a gift from Eridan. Again, I don't mean to tax you, but it seems like you quite enjoyed Eridan's gift to Lotho. Perhaps you can take a look, and I'll give him Eridan's armor that he gave me.
Oh, okay. He identifies the item and whispers off the information, and the first one here tells you that this robe is exactly what you think it is as far as stats go. It gives you advantage on the checks, and its surface, these leaves here, will automatically change to be like the surroundings once its wearer is attempting to be stealthy. Granted, it only works with nature, of course.
Right, natural environments. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'll put it back on.
Yep, sounds good.
Alright, guys, did you have any questions?
Do you have any relics of winter?
Interesting. Relics of Winter. The man looks over at you and says, "What do you mean?"
Well, as I've been saying for a long time, I believe winter is misunderstood. And out of all the gods, I don't know. Feel like I can connect to winter the best. Or understand. I don't know the right word for it. I apologize. Just something that would help me commune.
Winter has probably killed more than this blight in the forest. Though, choose to take up her cause is what you will. I know that in Kuzil they worship her more than they do here in Novaria. Look there. Oh, be weary of their woods.
I don't deny that winter has probably killed many. However, winter is a natural part of this world.
I suppose it is.
Really got a hard on for the season, don't you?
Perhaps.
Well, I saw what you can spew out of that dragonborn mouth of yours, so let's say I'm a fan of winter as well. Alright guys, Aldrin. I don't think they brew Druid Ale here, but do you have any questions?
Not that I can think of.
Simon
very
gives
much.
you a look, Lotho, like questioning whether you're ready to go.
Are we ready to go, guys?
We could maybe use some provisions, although, you know, just
Are
as a
we-
backup, the camel does have some room, and we don't know if your limitless supplies of good berries will ever be, you know, threatened, I suppose. So maybe we want some supplies, I guess. We could also, and I'll look back to the elders from Lotho, could also use some oils as well. Last blight that we fought, fire seemed to be quite effective against it. So if you have any oils that we can use that are flammable, that'll definitely help in any fight that we have.
The elders talk amongst one another at first here, and they exchange words. You can hear Druidic once again, and then little words of common here and there until one
Racists.
turns back and says, "We have nothing like that here. Food we can provide, but oils, sorry."
And nothing liquid that's flammable? Alternatives, anything like that? No. Shit.
Perhaps we should make a pit stop at one of the nearby villages.
Because that's gone so well for us thus far. But, I mean...
We,
It is a
are we
blight.
just gonna leave and not come back?
well, I'm sure that we're welcome here. Do you guys want us to inform you when the blight is gone? I mean, I'm sure that you'll notice the change, right?
We'll know.
In that case, I do have a couple more questions.
Speak.
I'll go back to the elders there. And do you guys do you know anything of the Gnarl Root temple?
The sanctum in the north. Yes, yeah. It's been there a long time.
That is our final destination. Give us any advice on how to get there. We did speak to Barian over in Freehold, and he offered some advice.
Let's see here.
Any other light you can shed? That would be.
I don't know of this Barian, but he'd be able to give you some information. Wish to know.
He had said that having a good relation with the elves would work in our favor. Do you have any dealings with the elves of North? Or know anybody who would?
I know some. If you plan to go there, make sure that you are on good terms with the Fae. You can commune with them well. going to be in Elvish lands and getting into Fey troubles, you'll become more of a problem than anything for them.
Give us any advice on to just deal with respect, everything like that?
Each Fey creature is different than the last. Some spend their entire lives trying to trick you into some sort of horrible deed, and others want only to help and run off into the night afterwards. Do well to learn their shapes and their manners as best you can. Or perhaps just try to avoid the elves, I don't know.
Last thing I'll do is pull out my amulet. Say, this... Found this... I was, a friend of mine, a fellow druid of Noveria, had this amulet. I had lost her some time ago. I was wondering if this meant anything to you.
He looks at it, and you see he reaches a hand up and pulls back his hood, and you see like a very sullen look on this old man's face. Like he looks like he's overcome with sorrow, and he looks to you and he just says, "Sorry, child." And there we will end the session.
We didn't die!
True, we didn't.
Oh shit.
Is that like our official sign-off now?
Well, we
shit.
did die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably fair. I think it's your sign-off and many other groups, honestly.
That trap
I
could have fucked us hard there.
Yeah, I could have.
That's a good
Well-
thing I was in wolf form there and got that 1 hit point from the stream, because otherwise I would have been screwed.
Did the 1 hit point really make the difference?
Would have if I was in Lotho form, because I used to have 24 health, but I got that 1 and it would have put me at 25. Oh no, wait, we took 13 damage. Never mind.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought we took 24.
I
No, we
have
did
more
take
health
24.
than me,
No,
you
wait.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, we
No.
took 24.
We
did
took
take
24.
didn't we?
We took 24.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I took 24 out of 37, which gave me 13 health.
Oh,
For the wolf.
that's your wolf form. Okay, health. I
Yeah.
was like, fuck you,
No.
you're not supposed to have more health than me.
No,
Halfling
my
piece of
health is
shit.
25.
Got 31 health.
How is it
so-
25?
I don't know. I took the regular rolls, or not the rolls. I didn't roll for health. I
Averages?
just
Yeah, but do you have a D8?
Yeah, Druids have a
yeah,
D8,
I
don't
think
they?
so.
Yeah, and he has con, so
Yeah,
Oh.
I have. I'm a stout halfling, so I have a +1 in
Oh.
con.
Okay, so you're probably at like a +2 con or a +3 con?
It's a +1 con.
You only have a,
Oh, yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
because
just
I have 23
so 9,
HP.
6, 6.
I have 23 HP and I rolled really high and then I rolled average for my 2 level ups and I have 23 HP. That's why I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. We're gonna hang around, talk some random stuff. If you want to kick it, please do so. Thanks to all the players. I think you guys did pretty awesome. Congratulations on not dying, as you said. Thanks to the audience for tuning in, and thanks to all our patrons. You guys are the reason we get to do this. And see you guys tomorrow for the last session of the week. Adios.
Karaka's waiting for you to say, "Ah, yes, level 4," when he said congratulations.
He didn't put enough like pause or suspense into it. Usually it's congratulations. And I'm like, woohoo!
And then I play an air horn.
I would prefer like a vuvuzela.
What?
Oh my god.
A fucking what?
You've never heard of a vuvuzela?
A vuvuzela?
Little horns for like soccer matches and stuff.
Yeah, those little shitty
Is that what
fucking
those
soccer
are?
horns. Yeah.
They're really annoying.